Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Well, it's 7:30 on Friday the 23rd of April. Just called in at the cabin on the way home from work because I've got loads of different things that have come in the post during the course of the week. There's a few items connected with the beehive, which you saw me do the build for, but I also got something in the post which I'm really keen to try out. I've done a couple of torch reviews which have been really more aimed at either hunting or tactical use. Haven't really done a review on a torch which is suitable for everyday in the home emergency type use, particularly when the power goes out and you lose all your lights in your home and your street. So I thought I'd rectify that today with another review of one of those really high build quality Brinyte flashlights. So here we go. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and I've just noticed that's 2 more eggs from the chickens that were left as little gifts for me today. Let me pop those out the way, otherwise you know what's going to happen, they're going to go walkabout. So, got another package in the post. It is another flashlight, but as I said earlier, this one, rather than being designed for tactical use, it's actually a home emergency flashlight. So here we go. Get it out of the box. Whatever I've been getting from Brinyte has always been exceptionally well packaged. Today we've got a WT01 Apollo. It's a wireless charging flashlight from Brinyte. Not quite as powerful as the hunting or the tactical ones, particularly the last one I did, which was 2000 lumens. This one's 1100 lumens, but still extremely bright and still with a good distance. It's also water resistant to a meter, so if you're out in the rain or if you happen to drop it, you should be okay, as long as you don't drop it into the deep end of a swimming pool, of course. So again, as usual, comes in this really nice box with a little magnetic flip over lid, and as before we've got these really nice plastic laminated instructions inside the box. I'll pull the actual torch out first before I go through the accessories. Again, wonderful build quality, this WT01 Apollo. Extremely good aircraft grade aluminium. You'll notice that there's no button on the bottom as there is with the tactical flashlights, and the reason for that will become rapidly apparent. The actual operation button is here at the front of the torch. Again, these sit really nicely in the hand. You've got that little raised bevel there at the end, which gives you a firm grip. It's not going to go anywhere and slip out of your hand. Single LED bulb in there in a nice lens with the reflective coating on the inside. So in terms of battery, let's whip this open. All of the insides of these are really good quality metal contacts in brass, rather than the traditional steel, or it's not even steel on a lot of them, which very soon rust up. Your brass won't. Comes with a little protective cover to save the battery during transit. It is a larger 26650 battery, 5000 milliamp hours on the on the battery, so it is a little bit larger. You can reduce it to the same sizes as the other flashlights. There is a little sleeve that you can put in there, which is a converter to take the smaller size batteries if you don't have anything else that runs on this size, but you do have other flashlights that run on the smaller size, and I'll show you that shortly. So we'll just pop this back together again. And we'll run through the accessories that we've got before I go through the features of the torch itself. So in terms of accessories, there's a little international mains adapter plug. It's a 3-pin plug for UK use, and you've got your various different international adapters on there. The reason for that is that it comes, I'll pull out the accessories to whiz through them. The charging cable and adapter on this, the actual cable's the same as all of the others. It's the normal USB and micro charging cable. Plugs into the mains, but it plugs in with a 2-pin plug, hence the reason they give you this international adapter for UK use. Quite a few countries in mainland Europe use these 2-pin plugs, but here in the UK we use 3-pin. So it's got a mains charger, and this is the charger, believe it or not. There's a little rubber anti-slip on the bottom of it, and then there's the micro port there into which you pop your charging cable. So it's simply micro cable into that end, make sure it's the right way around, and then the USB end slots into the mains power adapter. And I'll show you that in more detail a little bit later on. As with the small tactical flashlight I showed you, don't know how many weeks ago that was now, it comes with this really good quality Velcro sealing pouch. Again, it's got the cutout in the top so that when the torch is actually in there, you could use it through the actual holder of the torch. Again, it comes with that rotating clip on the pouch to go onto your belt or your chest rig, whichever way you want to mount it. Really nice quality these, with these little elasticated straps, so you can pop in, I don't know, you could put one of those smaller batteries if you wanted into there, or your charge cable, whichever you prefer, but really good quality. Again, inside the box we've got a car charger, so you can plug your USB cable into the car charging adapter if you wanted to use this as a torch for your car. And then again, as I mentioned earlier, you've got a little sleeve there. It's a converting sleeve to reduce down inside the torch to put those smaller rechargeable batteries in if you wanted to run all of your torches on the same size batteries. So again, a very useful feature. And as always, some spare O-rings to make sure that you keep your torch waterproof, because O-rings do have a tendency to wear out over time, so you've got some spares there. So again, a useful range of different accessories with the torch itself. I'll just pop that back in there for the moment and we'll run through some of the features on the torch. So as I said before, the on-off operation is on this rubberized push button on the front of the torch. A couple of really useful features with this, in addition to having what is fairly traditional with these Brinyte torches, a range of different brightnesses of the illumination, going from full power, reduced down a little bit, reduced down a little bit further, and even further. There is still a light there. It's probably better at night time to get this, but I'm just giving a quick demo for now. And then off. So you've got a range of different light illumination levels depending on what it is that you're using the torch for. But in addition to that, if you just hold down, rather than depressing fully, if you just hold down on that push button, you'll see it's got a strobe feature. Really useful in a tactical situation or in a home invasion situation as a way of dazzling somebody to make your escape. And if you hold it down again, it then goes into SOS. And I'm not touching the button, this is doing it all by itself. It flashes SOS. So if you were outdoors with this, perhaps camping or hiking, and you were in trouble, then you could use that to signal for distress assistance at night time. So again, another useful few extra features on this particular torch. And then it's off. The strobe is actually, it'll probably kill my camera doing this, but the strobe is actually really powerful. Go through the features of the you can see that there. Really powerful. It's certainly going to disorientate anybody if they came into your house at night unexpectedly. So that's the torch itself. I'll whiz the camera around because you can mains power this, and there's a special feature with this on mains power. So if I whiz the camera around, I'll plug this into the mains. I'll have to turn on the power supply under the cabinet here at the cabin to give me 220 volts mains plug power, and I'll show you another useful feature of this torch. Right, well, hopefully you can see this. I'll pop this into the mains power, and as I said before, interesting design this. It's completely wireless when it comes to the charging. I mean, clearly there's a wire going into the mains power, but in terms of connecting the torch, it's wire free. It's one of these wireless charging. So if I pop that in to the charger and then flick on the switch, I'm hoping you can see that. Let me just check the camera. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. Oh, there you go. It's a 3-stage illumination on that control button for the flashlight. It'll show red, amber and green. Now clearly this is fully charged, but at the start it was a little amber light and it just suddenly flicked over to the green to indicate it's fully charged. No light coming out of the torch, but if I flick off the mains power switch, I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see that on my hand? Don't know why I'm asking, because you can't answer. But hopefully you can see on my hand there, the torch has switched itself on. It's detected that the mains power has gone off, as it would do in a grid down blackout type scenario, and it's automatically illuminated. Really useful feature there on that torch, particularly for home use, for emergency and grid down situations. It'll tell you that the power's gone out because it'll suddenly light up. So really nice, useful torch for home emergency use, and if you wanted car use, because it comes with that car charging adapter, or indeed everyday carry if you wanted. It's small enough to do that. It's got the pouch for your belt or your chest rig to do that, but predominantly I thought I'd show this as more of a home emergency use, which is a bit more of a traditional use than the hunting flashlights that I've shown you earlier. So WT01 Apollo from Brinyte. I'll show you a few pictures close up of the flashlight and the charger and the accessories, just so you can get a decent look, because I'm conscious that on a video like this it's a little bit of distance and you don't really get to see the quality of the finish and the features on the flashlight. So I'll run through a few of those, and then as it is starting to set the sun outside, will soon be dark, and I'll do as I've done before, a few outdoor shots just to give you an idea of the beam illumination and the overall range of the beam on the flashlight when it's actually completely dark. You have to excuse the darkness. I've been playing with the the torch outside. Well, not playing, technical demonstration of the torch outside, and I've just popped it back on the charger. In fact, the lights just flicked over there. I don't know if you saw that change from red to green. So I've got it sat in the mains charger in the dark in the cabin. I'm just going to flick off the power switch for the mains power and see what happens. And there you go, the torch comes on. It's detected that the power's gone out, and no more fumbling around in the dark when there's a power cut trying to find where the torch is, because it's there. And that's come on the low setting right now. That's the main, a little bit less, and on minimum, which is still a really good light actually, and off. And I'll put it back on mains power, and there you see the little red light comes on to tell me that it's charging. Really cool feature as an emergency home torch in case of power outage. As I say, no more fumbling around in the dark trying to figure out where the torch is, because when the mains power goes off, the torch comes on. Well, it's not the greatest night for a torch demo, because although it might look dark, we've actually got quite a bright moon. But I'll give you a quick demo of the torch. How's that? Scaring all the pigeons in the woods. That's pretty cool. Decent torch. Certainly good enough to do 100 metres plus up the field. And even on the lower setting, I mean that's the lowest, and that's still pretty good.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that review of the Brinyte WT01 Apollo wireless recharging flashlight. Really are good quality built flashlights these. I've done a few reviews of them and I can't really recommend them highly enough. The quality is superb, the illumination's superb. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Just drop them in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.